Good Lord. What kind of an idiot considers riding in this? It's going to be a cold day. Yeah, me. I'm that idiot. It's me, Lila, GmaRides. And today I went out to Puyallup, Washington, and I joined in a wreath escort ride. This particular thing started in Maine and hopscotched its way across the United States, a bunch of semis carrying wreaths. They stopped at national, private, and state cemeteries and some monuments. Anywhere that there were veterans needing a wreath for their grave that somebody had arranged for. It's quite the big deal, and I'll tell you more about that later. But of course, this is done to honor our veterans in this time of toy runs and hurrying back and forth. I thought it was just a wonderful thing to do. Here we're lining up behind the fire truck. The fire truck is used as a lead vehicle so that he can stop traffic for us because he's got that doohickey that changes the traffic light. And since I somehow wound up being first in line, this is pretty much the view we're going to see all the way out there, other than the part where all of the cars pull over to the side. And I don't think they particularly knew what was going on. They were just pulling to the side because of the sirens and the lights and all that. But I'm sure they wondered what was going on, and hopefully they checked the news later to see what was up. Usually the semi has a great big banner along the side saying that it's Wreaths Across America, but for some reason they didn't this year. But like I was saying, the wreath escort itself starts out in Maine, and my portion of it today was just to go out to the Ording Soldiers Home, where there's a cemetery associated with it, and about 2,000 graves there where they started burying veterans in 1890s. The cemetery itself has fallen into some disrepair, much like a lot of state facilities and monuments and such lately. The cemetery itself was moved in 1907 to a new site where it currently is, since the previous one was on a floodplain of the Puyallup River. I thought that was kind of interesting. That yellow semi that you see over there is the truck that takes the wreaths out to the staging area today. See, if you can notice, there's nothing on the side that says what they're doing, which is really too bad. Wreaths Across America got its start in 1992 when Morel Wreaths had an excess of 5,000 wreaths at their factory. It was in Harrington, Maine that it started, and this is based on a childhood thing that he wanted to do. He had been to Arlington and decided that he would get some volunteers together and donate their time and some truck drivers and get those wreaths to Arlington from Maine. So they did a convoy type thing, and they had volunteer escorts all the way along the route, which must have been a pretty impressive sight. They mobilized truck drivers and volunteers, and it caught on. And by the end of 2006, there were about 230 national, state, and private cemeteries and monuments that they stopped at. As it became more formalized, more people started making plans to escort the wreaths to their final destinations. And in Puyallup, we were no different. We were very pleased to be able to do that. It was a crisp, I think 36 degrees-ish out. So it was a nice ride. There was a couple of corners that were a little bit icy, but not enough to make me think hard about staying home. I am sorry that this entry into my YouTube channel is a little bit late. It took me a while to get this together because there's been a lot of Christmassy stuff going on lately. But if you're enjoying stuff that you see on my channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe and the like and the comment and leave me a comment, excuse me. I'm a little tongue-tied. Oh yeah, this is where we went through some ice. It's a good thing the road was really crappy through there because there was no risk of slipping around. The road itself provided some pretty good traction. But anyway, like I was saying, leave me a comment and subscribe, and you can certainly feel free to share this if you'd like. If you have any other ideas for things you'd like to see this winter, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to resort to dog walks and gear reviews, and I'm not going to be polishing my motorcycles. That's just not my thing. I am going to winterize my Sportster pretty quick here, and I might record that. Ooh, can you imagine how cold I was right about here? But yeah, it's me, Lila, GmaRides. I'm glad you were able to come along with me today. I'll talk to you more in a little bit.